Hi, warrior, it's Travis in here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior.
Hi.
Today we are in Tanaris, guys, and we will be farming some rocks today. Supposedly rocks are vultures, and we want to farm those so we can get giant eggs. It is the last item that we need for just for the Clamlet Surprise quest, where we will be able to get 300 cooking after that. So we will be farming all of the rock-type vulture creatures in Tanaris till we get 12 eggs. And I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to getting this quest done, because then we can start cooking all of the meals that we have. We have a lot of turtle meat and also raptor meat, flesh. So we'll cook that after, and that'll actually get us some levels. And we have 7 more tender wool steaks. We'll probably eat one of those today. And I heard some interesting news about World of Warcraft. Supposedly they're going, well, retail specifically. Supposedly they are going to release a single button assist. But it's not, so pretty much players will be able to do their rotation by just pressing like one button. It's almost like a built-in macro. There we go, our first giant egg. Not too bad. And there is a penalty if you do use it, and that penalty is your global cooldowns will be 0.2 seconds longer, which means, you know, like charge here would be 2.2 seconds longer. Just any ability with a cooldown would be, you know, 0.2 seconds longer. So you won't be able to do as good, you know, of DPS as players that are doing it manually. But, you know, you'll still do decent DPS. And the reason why they are doing that is to allow players to play the game without needing to use add-ons. Some people believe that, you know, add-ons have kind of made the game easier. And that is true. Today, I'm actually releasing a mage video where I'm going to be setting up my UI on the mage. We just hit 60. And I use an add-on called Weak Auras, and it puts like this little informational tool in the middle of my screen that tells me like when stuff's on cooldown, and it pretty much shows like all the important buttons that I need to be pressing as a mage. And that does help quite a bit. It is an add-on. You know, it doesn't come with the game, but it does help a lot. And I would recommend using it if you are, you know, end-game raiding or anything like that. You can't get true silver yet. We need 230. We'll get there. Here, let's head over here. I wonder if there's any quests we should have gotten. Maybe I should have picked up, like, the Firebeard quest and all that. I believe Scorpion Sting. Still have to go over here and actually do that quest, too. Supposedly most of the birds are, like, in this area here. There should be a lot around here, around this, like... I wonder what creature this is in the sand. It could be like an old, you know, dragon, like a giant dragon. And am I a fan of this one-button rotation? I think it's kind of lame. Like it helps botters too. Like, you know, if you're a botter, you can just use that. If you're leveling up and you just don't even want to pay attention, you can just press one button. Like I could do a leveling playthrough me just using the one button rotation. And just, I can talk the whole time and just press one button while I'm playing the game. It's kind of goofy, man. I don't like it. But I think there's going to be an add-on purge coming in retail. A lot of hyenas here. This is a fire rock. We'll get rid of this patrolling. Kind of got the watch out here. A lot of patrolling creatures. And they're almost our level. But yeah, there's probably going to be an add-on purge, I think, in retail. And they've been slowly getting rid of add-ons in the game for the past couple of expansions. I remember in Warlords of Draenor, when I was like getting our guild into Mythic, we would use a Method Raid tools. And for one of the fights, Method Raid tools would literally tell raiders that have the add-on in our group where to stand during like a certain mechanic. That is pretty damn ridiculous. You know? Like, they don't even have to think. It's just like, stand here to avoid the mechanic. So what the mechanic was, everybody had to stand in a certain spot. And what the player had to know where they had to go and stand. And that's hard to do, you know, if you don't have like an add-on telling you where exactly to stand. So that's what that add-on did. And it sort of made that mechanic trivial. And that's what WoW doesn't like. Or the dev team, they don't like that. And that makes sense, because like other MMOs have adopted like getting rid of add-ons too. For like, you know, for raiding. And I believe Final Fantasy 14 is another one of those games. They're really anti add-ons. But they are not anti like every add-on, like informational add-ons. Like, for example, Atlas loot is completely fine. But any add-on that gives the player an edge, they're not a fan of. And I think maybe weak auras would be considered that. Even though it's somewhat of an informational add-on. The cool thing about weak auras is it can, like, say like a proc comes, like I have a proc on my gear, like say equip this, and then there's a chance that you get like 50 attack power when you get a crit or something like that. So say I crit, and then the weak aura will come up and tell me I've currently procced this. So it's probably a good time to use my, you know, my offensive cooldowns and trinkets on use stuff like that, right? When that proc happens. And it just makes information like that easier to track. And that's the cool thing about weak auras, right? I'm not too sure if they'll get rid of weak auras. It's a mix of informational, but it doesn't really sort of plays the game for you. There are players that literally get rid of all of their UI and just use weak aura, a weak aura in the middle. So they don't have bars or anything. They don't have their health. None of that. Just their weak aura, and then probably, you know, details telling them about damage healing and in classic threat. And the only way you can really play that way is because the weak aura doesn't show you every ability like this, but my bar does here. You have to kind of know your keybinds by heart too, because just the weak aura won't tell you like what keybind it is. So after a while, when you start to like learn your character, you played your character for a long time, and you know your keybinds, you know, pretty automatically. You don't really need to see the keybinds down here anymore. You can just look at the weak aura and just track the cooldown of the abilities. But overall, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the single button rotation. Not a fan at all. But it is a way to get players that kind of look at this game like say you're new to the game and you look at this and you're like, this is a little overwhelming, having to learn rotations and cooldowns and how to keybind these abilities so I can move fast on my keyboard to do my rotation. Even though rotations are usually just like 3 to 4 buttons, they're not really that bad. And sometimes you have to press like a button every 2 minutes for an offensive cooldown. But that could be overwhelming for some people. So this single button rotation will just manage all of that and allow people to play without having to focus on their rotation. So they can focus more on mechanics. Like boss mechanics and avoiding taking damage. And in raids, to be honest, you prefer your players to focus more on avoiding dying, right? Because dying's the worst thing ever for a raid. And usually the reason why people die is because they're very focused on their DPS rotation. Because they want to parse and they want to try to be top damage. So they focus more on their rotation than the boss mechanics. And then eventually they get caught and they die sometimes. I've done that before. Tons of times. But what this does, it allows players to, probably not do as well damage-wise. They'll do okay, but they'll be more locked in on, boss mechanics, and they probably won't die. So it's sort of a trade-off there. And it allows players to get into sort of higher-end content without having to, know their rotation or know how to do the rotation properly. Which is, I don't know what I think about that. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Good thing I play a mage, though. Now in classics, my rotation's pretty much just Frostbolt. So, for now. Maybe I Arcane Explosion sometimes, so I don't really have to worry about that on my mage. I think that was one of the reasons why I played mage too, is just because it's just such a chill PvE class, and then it's a lot of fun PvP. It gets more fun though. Mage, I've talked about this probably a lot, but once you go fire, it becomes more engaging. It's just Frost is kind of a face roll spec. What face roll means, it's just like a WoW term, where you just roll your face on the keyboard and you're still doing your rotation. Sort of like, the one single button assist. Single button assist is face roll. So that's what people would call it. You could just roll your face on the keyboard and you can do just fine. Especially against a boss that's a tank and spank and you just have to stand still and do your rotation. You can just roll your face on the keyboard and you'll do great. But you will be 0.2 seconds slower than the people who have actually have to press their buttons. But the thing is, there's human error, right? Like people mess up their rotation. So maybe the single button assist may actually pull ahead of some players that just mess up on their rotation sometimes. You know, human error is a thing. But we'll see what happens with it. I'm interested to see what it's like. It's a cool little experiment. But overall, I think it doesn't really help the game that much. It just caters to people that don't want to... That just want to come home, play the game, not think. That's how I look at it. They don't want to even have to think about anything. They just want to just press buttons, watch a movie on the side, have a laugh, go to bed. And that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with playing like that. But it's kind of lame at the same time. There should be a bit of a challenge. I just hope people can't mythic raid with it. If people can mythic raid or do high-end keys, you know, mythic plus keys by using single button assist, or single button assist actually proves to be better than like 80% of players, then they have to make some changes. Maybe they increase the GCD or something like that. But yeah, that's my take on single button assist. We'll see what happens, right? I could be totally wrong about it. Maybe it's great. And I'm not a big fan of gatekeeping. You know? Like... But gatekeeping is a big part of the MMOs, right? Like, you have to get the gear before you can get into the raid, right? You have to show that you're somewhat capable of doing the raid, you know? Or you can at least learn how to do it and be kind of like an asset to your raid team. You can imagine you're just having a bad raid night. You died a couple times, and you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to turn on single button assist tonight. Just focus more on mechanics. You'll probably get the people saying that during raid 2 when somebody dies a few times. They're going to be like, hey, man, I think you should probably turn on single button assist and focus on the mechanics here. That would be... something I would probably say in some raids. And if somebody said it to me, I would die laughing. Because it's it'd be deserved, right? If you're dying and what, you know, if you're dying, it's not good. That's kind of the balance in raids. Like, you're trying to balance doing good DPS while staying alive and doing the mechanics. That's kind of the balance of raiding. And the single button assist kind of just eliminates one side of that balance. So you can just go 100% focus on mechanics. Which, and you know what would be cool is if Blizzard made mechanics even more challenging now. Where they're so challenging and people have a tough time focusing on their, like, if they you know, don't focus for like a 1 second, you know, that they could die. You know, if they don't focus on mechanics and instead they like start thinking about their rotation. It's interesting. We'll see what happens with it. Mythic raiding's sort of like that. You really have to focus on mechanics. It is challenging. Very challenging gaming, I would say, is mythic raiding. Even heroic raiding is challenging. Like, yeah, I'm not going to say heroic raiding's not challenging either. Like, it's tough too. But mythic raiding takes it to another level. I heard some bad news about Xbox. Looks like they've followed PlayStation, guys. And they have now increased the price of their consoles by around $100. I assume this is due to, a mix of, inflation and tariffs. And also digital games, like games in general, are going to go up by like $20. I think they're going to be like $80 now, which is insane. I don't know how they can charge that much for digital games. Like, you would have thought digital games, like downloading games like that, would have, reduced the cost. That's what everybody thought when they first started coming out. But now they're even more expensive than games were back then, physical copies. I think that's insane. And then you wonder why people are, getting into piracy and stuff like that. They don't want to pay like $80 for a game. It's insane. Way too much money. Especially if you live in a place where a place where $80 is a lot. Like even in North America, it's a lot. Like I barely buy games. I'm already spending a lot just to play WoW, which is like only. It's like $20 a month, $15 a month, something like that. I think it's 15. I get the 6-month sub, so you get somewhat of a deal, and then you get like some freebies during the year, like pets and mounts and stuff like that. But yeah, gaming's getting more expensive. Same with building a PC. That's why I kind of jumped on it now, because I had a feeling tariffs were going to raise the prices of just PC parts in general. I watched I forget the name of this channel, but it's a pretty cool, like, computer, just a tech channel, I guess you could call it, PC parts channel. I forget what they're called. They did a documentary on companies that build PCs for people, like gaming PCs. And they are getting hit hard, man, by these tariffs, like their profit margins. So the price of PCs are just going up. I kind of hope it just goes down eventually. With the increase of supply. And maybe if people just don't buy, right, they'll have to bring it down. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it gets better with time. But supposedly those companies are struggling a little bit at the moment. And we'll probably start seeing increases in just computer parts soon, I think. Like cases and just anything that's made overseas, right? In China, which is a lot of stuff. Mod Mox, the rogue, got slain by the Bloodlord Amandokir. And he was in Zone Instance 309. I've never been there. I wonder what Zone Instance 309 is. It's like some hidden realm in Azeroth that you never want to go to. Bloodlord Amandokir. Who the heck is that guy? Never. Where the heck is he? Oh, ZG. What the heck? Is ZG out? He died in ZG? Bloodlord Mandokir is one of the highly sought after bosses inside ZG. Is EG out already? It might be. I guess it is if people are getting wrecked in there. Yeah, I guess it is out. Maybe. I don't know. That's weird. I knew it was coming out.
We may have been suffering a
I didn't know
drought, but
when.
there's no shortage of meat. Care to browse my goods?
All right, there we go. Sell some junk here. Tender wolf meat, nice. We can make some more wolf steaks.
Be good.
Get that from the hyenas here. Be a good thing to farm for a bit. So let's get the zesty clam meat so we can turn this quest in.
Yeah, what do you want?
What's up?
There we go. Small flame sacks.
Have a good one.
Oh, here we go. Do I have it all?
Ah, potential customer.
Okay. My cravings are going to be the end of me. Hurry, Travesine, before I dip into my own supply.
Keep it real.
You are in for a special treat, Travesine. Watch and learn. Dirge begins to prepare the clamlet surprise.
Have a good one.
There we go. We have clamlet surprise now. Pretty badass food. Gives us 12 stamina and 12 spirit for 15 minutes. So we got even more good, food buffs. So we'll we'll start leveling up our cooking here for a little bit. Should probably get more of the meat here.
Time is money, friend.
We'll do a little bit of cooking. We also have some
Hey, how you doing?
raptor eggs. I don't really think they level us up anymore.
Keep it real.
Got a bunch of buzzard wings.
We may have been suffering a drought, but there's no shortage of meat. Care to browse my goods?
He doesn't have, cooking supplies?
Ah, a visitor. Must be an adventurer.
You would just
We
assume,
don't get many tourists down this way. Grab a chair and a drink, make yourself comfortable.
The guy who
Say,
teaches
you
you
look like you have some meat on your bones. You thinking about competing
how
in
to
the
cook?
cage matches?
Tailoring supplies. There's probably a general supply vendor. I just want to see. I'll probably have to look it up here. I'm just going to put hot spices. We'll find out if anybody somebody has to sell them in Tanaris, man. I just don't want to have to fly to Thunderbluff or Orgrimmar. Just looking here. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Yeah, there's nobody. Okay. Well, it is what it is. We got to hop on a flight to do a little bit of cooking. It's worth it, though.
Where would you like to fly to?
While we're waiting here, I guess we'll do a little ZF. Just queue up, see what happens. Should probably say we can tank too. And yeah, we'll go to Thunderbluff and we'll buy off of them. But Shady Mist Runner sells it supposedly. They have a cook there? Guess we can just buy it from Shady and then just do it there. I'll have to find a fire too. Wonder if it might be better. No, it's not. So I was wondering if we could maybe, like, get a little buff there, but it looks like we can't. Couple hours to wait until the next buff comes. This guy died to falling in Stranglethorn Vale. Uncle Slam. You don't know how he died? He was going to Dead Mines. Let's see. Yeah, did the jump and hit the island. That was almost me, guys. That was almost me. It's a rough death. I wonder if he's still on. You can't whisper him. Poor guy. Jumped a little too early. You gotta wait a little bit, from what I've learned. I waited a little bit, but I should have waited a little longer. It's a very tense and stressful situation, right? Like, I don't know, you don't know when to really jump. You just hope you don't hit the island. He hit the island. That's so sad. We almost did it. We were like an inch away. And the way he probably did, he might not have jumped. Jumping is a big thing. You have to jump. You have to run and jump. I think that's why we didn't hit the island. It was because we just hit the water because we ran and jumped instead of just like, jumping straight off, I guess. You have to kind of like move forward. Yeah, it's a rough death. And it's even worse when like somebody talks you into going there. He probably was like, they were probably like, yeah, come tank, man, come on. And he's like, okay. He just gets wrecked. Lesson learned. Yeah, this character could have died to that. Got lucky. Much XP. We got a decent amount. 2 bars from farming those mobs out there. It's cool to still see people running around and leveling in the low-level zones. Cretin. Troll warrior, 2 warriors. Not a fan of 2 warriors and 145 troll shaman. I hate guys like guys just hit level 45. I'm not into this. I don't hate guys like this, but it's just you're 45 and you're trying to do ZF. Like, it's fine, but I assume he's like. It's for ZF, by the way. This guy just hit the level just to get into it. You can do it at 45. It's just above. But it's a little bit rough. I'm going to be kind of picky because, like, to be honest, so close to 60, we have to be picky. The last group we were in, everybody was 47 plus, and it was really smooth. And I also didn't have to compete on gear with any other playwares. So it was a much better group. I know people like, it sounds a little greedy, but to be honest, I just want to get the loot in there, and then I want to be done with the dungeon. We didn't get any of it last time we were in there. Some mining supply. I wonder if we can level up our mining here.
Greetings.
Get smelt gold, smelt steel, smelt mithril. That's good.
We meet again.
But we'll hang out. We'll see if he gets a good group. 48 mage in Lost Rigger Cove. Like, this just makes me want to make my own group. Maybe I'll start doing that instead. So we're looking for Shady Mist Runner. And I've been in some like toxic groups. That's why I'm also like this, right? I've been in some groups where I've been completely bailed on.
I have just the thing for you.
Do we need mild spices? I'm not too sure.
May the eternal sun
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
thee. Greetings.
I think everybody should be at least 46. Like, 47. Pretty much 47. Like, I even felt a little iffy going in there at 47. Because the part where you're standing on top of that Aztec pyramid and like you're getting swarmed, it's rough. So yeah, we don't really need mild spices. We just need soothing. It's going to cost us quite a bit. He doesn't want to buy back this. Okay, whatever. So we can get 14 of those, and the buzzard wings we can make too. So we need 9. How many do we need? It's 22 of these. $23 hot spices. And get another 10. And then I think 8. And we're good with the hot spices, and then just need another 9. The soothing spice. I forgot how many tender wolf steaks we can make. Just need another. So 11. Okay.
Goodbye.
Try this out. Some fire here. You cook here? Let's see. I don't think you can. I know there's like a cooking spot at the bottom here where we just were. It's in one of these buildings. Is it this one? There's a fire right there. Perfect. All right, let's get cooking, guys. Gonna have a lot of food now. Probably even put some in the bank. And we get to level up our cooking. Almost to 300. We'll probably get quite a few levels here. YouTuber guy, is that actually you? Yes, I guess so, yes. I don't know. Like, a lot of people do that, right? They just, I shouldn't really feel bad. Like, I just didn't really want to run with. I didn't really want to run with somebody who's just making a group at level 45 and then. Right? It's risky at hardcore. If it wasn't hardcore, I wouldn't care. And he says, Pahanator says, sick brother, keep it up. I check you out from time to time. Yes, shout out to Pahanator, man. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Because I could honestly make my own group, right? And I don't want to, and I wouldn't have 2 warriors in it, so I should just do it myself. Because I'm really only in there for the loot now. Like, I'm done all of the quests except for Gazrilla. And I doubt we'll probably ever really get to do that quest unless somebody's actually done the quest chain. But I think the only people who've really done those quest chains are like in the 50s or 60s, so I don't think we'll be doing that quest anytime soon. Alright, so we bought one more soothing spice than we actually needed. We got raptor eggs. I don't think we'll use those, so I'm just going to sell them. Doesn't really give us any levels, but we got to 247. That's pretty good.
Just the thing for you. May the eternal sun shine.
And might put the tender wolf steaks just in the bank. Same with the soothing turtle bisque.
What brings you here?
See what we can fit. There we go. And then we have all these ores to smelt. So we'll smelt those. That should give us a little bit of bag space. I have to level up engineering soon as well.
Goodbye.
You know, we're not getting any XP from the mithril. It's too bad. You have to find gold to get XP. But I recommend that as well. Like, if you notice that you're in a group and you're not really feeling it in hardcore, just don't do it. My first hardcore character that I got to 60 didn't do any dungeons or groups with anyone. And that's probably one of the reasons why I got to 60 on that rogue. Because groups do put you in dangerous situations, and probably the most dangerous situations I've been in on this character have been in groups, like in dungeons. So there's a risk and reward to doing them. Yes, you get pretty damn nice loot and some awesome quest XP and also great experience, but there is a good chance you can die if you're with a group that's not really... You're with a group that you feel that's just not... That's not, like, at the right spot to do it. And it's a risk to go in anytime, like, with a random group of people you never played with before, right? You don't know how they are or what they're like or what they're going to do, right? Like, that's what I've been doing the entire way, and we've kind of gotten lucky for the most part. Most people are pretty chill, and they won't risk your life, but you never know. Some don't really care. And they'll hearth out mid-pull. All right, so we did a little bit of smelting there. That should save us a little bit of space in the bank.
Peace, friend.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Stonefist girdle I've been holding on to. It just has more armor on it. This has more strength. These are just better damage options. Kind of gone with more stamina instead of using going for more like offensive abilities or offensive stats like strength and crit.
How may I aid you?
Get rid of these small flame sacks. And that should be good for now.
Farewell.
Not too bad. There we go, guys. We got cooking 247. We have a bunch of good food in our inventory. And we can now level up our cooking to 300. So I'm happy about that. And I'm happy that I didn't give up on the quest. Shout out to Moni in the comments for pushing me to do it. But that is going to be the end of today's episode, guys. Next episode, we will probably turn in Prophecy of Masharu, and then we'll probably head down here and deal with the pirates and try to get into or create a Zul'Farrak group of our own. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.